Welcome, everyone. If you are here for the Path to National Health and Wellness Coach Certification webinar, you are in the right place. So welcome in. Let us know in the chat where in the world you are tuning in from. We love connecting with you. And as we're getting started, if you could also adjust your Zoom chat settings so that you're choosing all panelists and attendees in the chat dropdown. And that just helps us so that we can all engage in the conversation together. So take a second to click on that and then change your chat settings to all panelists and attendees before we get started. Again, I want to welcome you into this very special webinar. We are so excited to tell you about what we've been up to at HCI behind the scenes the past year. So I think we're going to go ahead and jump in because we have a lot to cover today, and I'm really excited. So I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Brooke Jeffries. I am the program director and the lead faculty instructor for the Pathway program, and I am joining you today from my home in Seattle, Washington. So I'm a faculty instructor at Health Coach Institute, and I'm also the director of the Pathway program, as I mentioned. I also serve as a nutrition and health education expert here at HCI. So in terms of my professional training, I'm a functional medicine nutritionist with a master's degree in clinical nutrition, and I'm also a certified health and wellness coach. So I've been coaching for 9 years, and my specialty was working with clients who have chronic health challenges like diabetes, and also clients who just want to have a better relationship with food and their body. So I'm really passionate about wellness and coaching. As a health professional, when I started incorporating coaching into my nutrition counseling work, it really transformed my practice and my clients' outcomes. So I get really excited when our clients or patients begin to feel empowered to take their health back into their own hands and exercise choice in their journey to wellness. So my core belief is that as humans, we are all capable of incredible healing, and we have a birthright to lead a joyful and passion-filled life. So it's really a privilege to support and witness a client's journey in doing this transformational work, and it just may be the best job in the world. So I've managed and mentored many coaches over the years, and I've built some really strong coaching and clinical skills and help others to develop the same. I really love supporting health coaches to do this really great work in the world. And I'm really excited that you're here to join me. I'm guessing that we probably have some health coaches and medical professionals here with us today, or maybe you're an aspiring health coach, maybe you're not coaching yet. So whether you are new to coaching or you've been coaching for many years like me, please let us know in the chat. What is it that gets you excited about health and wellness coaching? And I'm just going to take a minute and pop over to the chat and see who all is here. See Nancy in California. I'm seeing New Jersey, Fairbanks, Alaska. Wow, how cool. Eastern North Carolina, awesome one. Mariella in Manhattan. Hello from Toronto, Grace. Amazing. Yeah, and if you folks could just change your Zoom settings to all panelists and attendees, that way we can all engage in the conversation together. That's really helpful. Kimberly says she loves helping people transform their health. Anne's been doing life coaching, amazing. Using food as medicine, Tarsha says, to help our body get what it needs to heal itself. Amen to that. Excellent. Well, it's so wonderful to be with you all here today. And I'm just really celebrating you all so we can be on this journey together and learn more about the HCI Pathway program and the path to National Health and Wellness Coach certification. So we're going to have a lot of fun together here today. For those of you that are just joining us, if you're looking for the Path to National Health and Wellness Coach Certification Workshop, you are in the right place, and we are thrilled you're here. So you're going to be getting a lot of information today. So I invite you to get a pen ready, maybe take some notes, and don't forget to ask us questions in the chat. We have one of our Pathway coaches, Christine, who's monitoring the chat, so she is super happy to address any questions that you have over there. And a little bit later, we're going to do a little Q&A session. So if we don't get to every question right away, don't worry, we're probably going to address your question in the presentation itself. So we'll have a little bit time later for a little Q&A for anything that may be missed. So you're going to want to stick around until the very end of our time so I can share a really special offer for those of you that are tuning in with us today. There are only a very limited number of spots for this new offering, so please make sure that you are fully present here with us. Try to limit your distractions, put your phone on do not disturb, close out those other windows or whatever may be going on so that we can be fully present here together today. Amazing. So thank you all for being here and seeing that we've got some people that are currently in some of our other programs like TCM and All Stars. Mariella talks about watching clients fall in love with themselves and life again. Oh, yeah, this is like what the work is all about, right? It's that connection and helping our clients feel like they can live the best versions of themselves. So I love getting together with people over Zoom, and it's just really wonderful that we can connect from all over the world. So I want to give you a little bit of a lay of the land in terms of what we're going to do here together today. First, I'm going to share how the Pathway course can support you on your path to National Health and Wellness Coach certification. So I'm going to cover some details of the course, what it means to be an empowered well-being coach, and touch upon the Health and Wellness Coach certification or certifying examination. So that's the National Board exam for professional health and wellness coaches. And then after that, we have some really special guests that are joining us today. And we're going to chat with them for a little bit, and then we'll finish up with a little Q&A to answer any lingering questions that you may have about the Pathway program. And then I'll share my special offer for you today. All right, so if that sounds like a good plan, I'm going to grab a sip of water and we're going to do this. So let's go. Before we talk about Pathway, I just want to give you a few details about the Health Coach Institute in case you are new to our supportive community. We are proud to be a top-rated coaching school with over 20,000 graduates from over 90 countries around the world. HCI was co-founded by professional health and life coaches Stacy Morgenstern and Carrie Peters, and they created an amazing community. We have an expression that we like to say at HCI, and that is spark the change first for you, then for others. Because we know that as coaches, we can only take our clients as far as we ourselves have been. So personal development is an important part of every health coach's journey at HCI. So we are a close-knit, heart-centered community, and we love our students. So fun fact, our Pathway program was actually created in response to our students who are desiring National Board certification. So we're excited to be able to deliver on that. So the HCI Pathway program is a 24-week, 6-month-long program. And we're excited to tell you all about this course and what it means for your future as a professional health coach. So this course was built in accordance with the competencies laid out by the National Board for Health and Wellness Coaching, also known as the NBHWC. And the course will prepare you to meet the training eligibility requirement for the National Board exam, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. So essentially this course, it's designed to give our students who love learning an opportunity to develop strong coaching skills, to expand health and wellness knowledge, and really strengthen their foundation of personal well-being, while at the same time preparing them to take the National Board exam. So it's kind of amazing to see how the coaching industry is growing and needing to professionalize. Over the past few years, a group of experienced health and wellness coaches came together and they formed the National Board for Health and Wellness Coaching, which is actually a nonprofit affiliate of the National Board of Medical Examiners. So they worked alongside with some researchers, and NBHWC created a set of standards for new health and wellness coaches, as well as requirements for health and wellness coaching training programs. So the current training program requirements have only been in effect since 2018. And the training program requirements are quite specific. So it's an incredibly exciting time for the coaching industry. We are literally making history together. And the Pathway program is your pathway for obtaining national certification. See what we did there? It's pretty clever, right? But in all seriousness, this course was designed around national standards, and it is an approved program by the NBHWC. And having a program approved by NBHWC, it's a big deal because the board requirements are pretty rigorous. They're no joke. We worked on this course, developing this course for a full year before we gained our approval. And since our program is fully approved by NBHWC, that means that graduates of Pathway, they're eligible to apply to sit for the Health and Wellness Coach Certification Examination, which is also known as the HWCCE. So there's some acronyms we're throwing around here, but don't worry, we'll help you sort it out if you get confused. So there are some other requirements for the national board examination that we can talk about in a bit, but this would cover the training requirement, which is definitely the most important requirement for that application. So successful passing of this exam will result in the coach being able to use the designation of Nationally Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach, or simply NBC-HWC. So you'll be able to put those letters after your name, NBC-HWC. So this new coaching credential matters because some employers, such as large health and wellness practices like the VA hospital, some other types of hospitals, and some corporate coaching institutions are now requiring that their new health and wellness coach hires to be board certified. They're looking for this credential. Additionally, the American Medical Association, the AMA, recently approved insurance tracking codes for health and wellness coaches that went into effect in January of 2019. So what this means is that the AMA is tracking coaching outcome data based on these insurance codes. And then based on the data that they collect from these codes, it's possible, very possible, that health and wellness coaches that have the NBC-HWC credential may be able to accept insurance for health and wellness coaching services in the next few years. So, it's pretty exciting. The industry's not quite there yet in terms of receiving regular reimbursements for health coaching. So I don't want to mislead anyone because the coaching profession is still very much in its infancy. This is a new profession. We're still, figuring our way through, but it's really exciting to see the direction that we're heading, because we know that coaching works, and soon the rest of the world is going to know it too. We'll have the data to prove it. So that's really exciting. And we here at HCI, we're thrilled to offer a way for our coaches to really stay ahead of the curve. So the industry is growing quite rapidly, and it's gaining this deserved recognition, which is awesome, because we know that the world needs more health coaches, probably now more than ever. So the Pathway course lays the groundwork in terms of the training that you need to be eligible to sit for that board exam so you can get your national credential. So now that we've kind of set the foundation for what NBHWC is, what it means to be board certified, it seems like a good time for us to transition into talking about Pathway and the logistics we have for our program. So I'm really excited to share some fast facts about Pathway, and a little bit later, I'm even going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into some of the course content. And I'm really excited to show it to you. I can't wait to show it to you. But first, let's talk about a few fast facts about Pathway that you need to know. So right now, we are talking about our summer cohort, and the next class starts on June 28th, and it runs through through December 17th. And we do take a week off in there for holidays. For the US Thanksgiving Day holiday, there's a week off in between there. So there is that break that's built into the course schedule. Otherwise, we meet every single week. It is 100% online, and there are no prerequisites. So that means that anyone can join the program. But ideally, the ideal student would be someone who's like really fired up about learning some strong coaching skills and are excited about personal development. We welcome our international students as well as our US students who are living abroad. So again, everyone is welcome. There's no requirement for you to have a certain amount of coaching experience for this course. One of the things that's really important about this course, and it differentiates it from some other courses, is that this course includes over 40 hours of live, synchronous, mandatory weekly class time with instructors. So let me break that down a little bit. The synchronous, that's really just a fancy word for real time. So all programs that are approved by NBHWC require that there has to be a live component so that the students are meeting with an instructor in real time, either in person or in a virtual environment like we are right now, like a virtual environment like this. So the synchronous component of our program will take place over Zoom. Unlike this webinar that we're on today, though, in our synchronous classes, we actually have our students on video, they're on camera with us, and it's really engaging and fun and interactive. The Pathway course is only offered 2 times a year due to the limited number of students. Unfortunately, we can only have so many students enrolled at one time to be able to manage that live class element and make sure that everybody's successful. When our graduates complete the course, if they are successful in completing all their course requirements, they earn a certificate as an empowered well-being coach. So they earn a certificate from us here at HCI. And then they're eligible to apply to sit for the national board exam. And I want to talk a bit about the live classes because they are my favorite part of the course. I love engaging with students in real time and sharing our learning and our insights together. So as I highlighted earlier, NBHWC requires that all national certification applicants that they attend a minimum of 40 hours of synchronous training. So attending the live classes is mandatory. That is a requirement for graduation. However, we know how important it is for our students to have some flexibility because you've got other things going on in your life. We understand that. So to provide a little bit of a cushion, we built in an extra 8 hours into our class schedule. So essentially what that means is our students can miss a maximum of 8 hours of class time, which equivalates to 4 2-hour class weekly meetings. So what's nice about that is it provides that flexibility. If you have to miss occasionally, it's okay. We also have built in some additional flexibility through the course schedule itself. So we offer 2 different time slots for our live classes. That way our students are able to choose whichever class schedule works best for them. So here are the details of our synchronous class schedule. I mentioned we start June 28th and we run through December 17th. In addition to the time that we're on Zoom together, we're having lectures, we're engaging in discussions. We have these really fun interactive activities that we do, like we get out of our comfort zone. We do a lot of partner and small group work. It's really important that we keep that live class element really fun. And a lot of our students tell us that it's like their favorite part of the week, that they just really enjoy connecting with their community and learning from each other. So there are only 75 slots available for each of our 2-hour live classroom times. So you have the option of choosing either Tuesday evenings. We're starting the week of June 28th. And the Tuesday evening class goes from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time or 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that's a good time for folks that need that later time schedule in the evening. And then we also have a Thursday morning option. And that time goes from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time or 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. So it's nice to have the option of 2 different class times to provide that much more flexibility for your schedule. We understand that you've got a lot going on in your life and you're really busy. So we want to do the best we can to support everyone for success there. So the Pathway course, it's ideal for students who want to earn their national board credential, right? If you want to have those letters NBC-HWC after your name, you're an ideal candidate for this course. Also, students who want to work directly with healthcare providers. So if you are excited about getting a job in the healthcare system or working in a corporate coaching setting, then this course would be ideal for you. Also, if you want to learn how to coach your clients without a script, we do that in Pathway. There are no scripts here. So you won't need a script. We will really teach you how to coach without a script, and you'll have the great foundation for everything that you need to be successful with your clients. If you want to empower your clients to be the expert of themselves and what they need, this is an ideal course for you. If you want to learn the research behind coaching skills, we talk about research all the time, and you'll know exactly what skill you are applying and why it works. You're going to learn that in the Pathway course. And lastly, those people who are interested in practicing some powerful coaching methodologies, we teach two in Pathway: appreciative inquiry and motivational interviewing. Okay, so I know I've covered a lot. I've been chatting for a while. Seeing some great questions popping up in the chat. Thanks for being here. But now that we've set the stage around what Pathway is and the National Board is, let's dive into some of the fun course content. So as I mentioned, you're going to be learning two powerful coaching methodologies in the Pathway program: appreciative inquiry and motivational interviewing. So I want to break this down a little bit because some of these may be concepts you've never heard of before. Appreciative inquiry, it comes from the field of positive psychology, which is the scientific study of the positive aspects of the human experience that makes life worth living. So when you're using appreciative inquiry, you as a coach, you're listening really intensely to what your client is saying. You're asking unconditionally positive questions, and you're offering sincere encouragement to your client. And as a coach, you're really facilitating this process of discovery for your client to help them unearth their own answers and take responsibility for acting on them. So you're helping the client to increase their self-awareness of their successes, of their strengths, and also how to leverage those strengths so that they're able to achieve their dreams, their goals, and their desires. So appreciative coaching, at its very core, it is the truest form of empowerment. This isn't about me as a coach telling you as the client what I think is best for you. It's about you discovering what's best for you from your own internal wisdom. So we use appreciative inquiry not only for our core coaching methodology, but also for how we show up and support each other in the Pathway course. So our Pathway students, they become deeply familiar with their own strengths so they can powerfully use them in their work with their clients, and of course, to support their own personal development. So in addition to using this appreciative inquiry framework and the coaching techniques, you also learn the theory of appreciative coaching in a series of special workshops that we offer. They are designed on the 5D cycle of appreciative inquiry-based coaching. And these workshops will provide you with a deep understanding of those 5 stages that make up the appreciative inquiry cycle and how you can utilize that information in your work with your clients. The other coaching methodology you learn is motivational interviewing. It's also known as MI. Remember I said we like acronyms around here? So MI is a client-centered coaching method for eliciting behavioral change through the resolution of ambivalence and the use of intrinsic motivation. So this technique was developed by clinical psychologists, and it was first used for addiction issues. And now it's been expanded to be used for a wide variety of behavioral issues. So you can imagine if this technique is impactful for those that are dealing with addiction, just how impactful it could be for your coaching with your health and wellness clients. And I can tell you, as a clinical nutritionist who has worked with clients for years on developing healthier eating habits, that ambivalence is one of the biggest barriers for clients in making behavior change. So if you're a health coach or you're a health professional of some kind, you've likely encountered ambivalence too. And when thinking about ambivalence, I like to think of it as this feeling of uncertainty that a client has. They have this desire to make a healthy change, but they've also got a part of them that's holding back and resisting making the change. So they've got these mixed emotions about making healthy change. And what's amazing about motivational interviewing is the tools that you learn will help you to cut through your client's hesitation. You're able to just move past that so that they can become certain of their abilities and take the action on their desired goals. It's pretty powerful stuff. So as a philosophy, we believe that the client is creative, resourceful, and whole. The client is the expert in their own life. And both of these coaching styles really honor that client's inner wisdom that we all have. And these methodologies are powerful because they're going to set you apart from other coaches who haven't had this type of unique training. So some other components of the coaching that you're going to learn include the characteristics of a client-centered coaching relationship, like what that is and what that means. You're going to learn about coaching presence and how powerful it is. You'll learn active listening techniques. You're going to learn advanced coaching conversational skills. You're going to know how to guide your client through a conversation purposefully without a script. And then you're also going to learn mindfulness and centering exercises. So these are really powerful practices that we can bring into our sessions with our clients and also utilize for ourselves so that we're able to show up as our best self for our coaching clients. Okay, so I want to take some time and talk through some other aspects of the program and provide that sneak peek of some of the course content that I was mentioning earlier. But first, I just want to check out the chat and see how things are going there. Amazing. Seems like we've got some engagement with some great questions about the type of course that we have. Awesome. Thank you so much, Christine, for handling the chat there. Yeah, so if you have questions that we can support you with, please put them in the chat. Christine is doing a great job of managing that. And thank you for the enthusiasm that's coming in there. It's really a gift to be here with you all today. So please keep the dialogue coming. We love hearing from you, and it's way more fun when we can engage in the conversation together. So as part of the course, you're going to get exclusive training in the HCI Empowered Wellbeing Model. So I wanted to give you a sneak peek into that model now. And I have to tell you, I'm really passionate about this model. I really love it. I think it's very powerful. So the Empowered Wellbeing Model is going to support your personal development and your client's well-being. And we cover this model and all of the components that make it up like pretty extensively in Pathway. But today I'm just going to provide you a brief overview of how it works so you can get a sense of what it means. So like many aspects of our course, the Empowered Wellbeing Model is rooted in positive psychology. So it suggests that when we are living in a state of empowered well-being, we're able to have flourishing in all the 8 of the wellness dimensions that you see here on this slide. And that means that our personal resilience is greater than any stressors that we are experiencing. So a person who is in an empowered well-being state, they have present moment awareness. They are living in alignment with their core values and their personal strengths. They have an acceptance of what is, meaning we're just accepting the reality of our situation. And they're making conscious choices and taking committed action to support their well-being. So yes, I can be present in the here and now. I can accept the reality of my situation. And I have the clarity to move forward and do what I need to do in terms of my next level. So when we're in this place of empowered well-being, we're able to manage our stressors effectively. We're able to keep our personal boundaries strong, and our inner well-being is intact. Like ultimately at our core, we have peace. And this is the place where we all want to be, where we're taking empowered preventative care steps to support our wellness flourishing. And we're living a life that's in alignment with our personal values. Now, there is a flip side to the empowered well-being model, and that is our reactive distress model. So when a person is in reactive distress, now the external stressors that are happening in our world have outnumbered our personal resilience, and our inner well-being is starting to be negatively impacted. We're starting to experience what feels like a breakdown. And you can see that in this visual here. These little red dots, these resemble stressors, and they are dismantling this person's sphere of wellness. So this person is either ruminating about the past or they're living in fear of the future. Either way, they are not present in the here and now. They feel like they have inadequate resources to cope with their stress, and they have a distorted sense of reality where everything really feels terrible, and they're living in this chronic fight, flight, or freeze state. So when we're in reactive distress, this person is not empowered. They're just merely trying to survive. They're trying to get through their day, right? So if a person remains in this reactive distress state, they're going to need acute or reactive care rather than the preventative care that we saw in the empowered well-being model. So this is the place where disease starts to take root. Our mental health is impaired. This is the place we want to all avoid, right? So I could talk all day long about the empowered well-being model because it's really powerful and there's lots of layers here. But in the interest of time, I just want to show one more slide where we are comparing the two models side by side. And I wanted to show you this model because I want you to know that if you join us in this course, you will experience personal growth through your practice and application of this wellness model. Our students have told us that the activities that they do in this course that are based on this model have completely transformed the way they take care of themselves. Remember, we talked about earlier, spark the change first for you, then for others. So on the coaching side, you're going to understand how to use the empowered well-being model to assess where a client is strong and where they may be struggling in the 8 areas of wellness. And this model reminds us that everything is connected, right? There is no separation here. So we can either use that to our advantage or it could be used to our detriment. We really get to choose. So in Pathway, you're going to learn how to help your client stay in a place of empowerment and out of a state of reactive distress. And our Pathway graduates are masters of this model. And as HCI certified empowered well-being coaches, they're able to continue using this model with their coaching clients long after their graduation. So it's a really powerful tool that continues to serve them in the future. And I just think it's so amazing, it's so fun. So I appreciate all the excitement that's happening in the chat, and it's really fun to share this content with you all. Up next, I would love for us to discuss what the course content, or I want to finish covering the course content and requirements, and then briefly chat about the national board exam and what's required there. And then we're going to have our special guests to join us. So we discussed the coaching methodologies and the empowered well-being model. And I would be remiss to leave out that you're also going to learn about health and disease states. So that's also an important part of this. So you're going to learn practical ways to help your clients with diabetes, with any weight concerns they may have, inflammatory conditions, including autoimmune conditions, heart health, blood pressure, and stress management. So you're going to get really robust education around all of these special health topics. And we're going to teach you everything that you need to know about supporting clients who have these health conditions while staying in your appropriate scope of practice. So you won't have to worry about, if you're crossing the line. We'll teach you what that is. So we are 100% committed to providing a supportive and engaging learning experience. So I want to share a little bit more about what else you can expect from the course. In addition to the live synchronous classes we mentioned earlier, there are also pre-recorded lessons each week that you will get in your student access portal. There are weekly reading assignments. There is a required textbook for this course. You will have engagement assignments that will be a fun way to interact with your other classmates around really engaging topics. There are quizzes, and then there are also bi-weekly buddy coaching assignments. And so basically in those assignments, you get to practice your coaching skills in a safe and supportive environment with one of your peers. And a lot of our coaches say that they really love practicing together. So including the 2-hour weekly class time, students should expect to spend an estimated 7 to 9 hours per week on this course. Some weeks may be a little bit less, some weeks may be a little bit more. But as part of the graduation requirements, each student is required to submit 3 recorded coaching sessions. So you're actually going to record yourself coaching and you're going to be able to see how you do. And then you submit those sessions to an instructor, and then we'll be able to schedule a one-on-one meeting time with me or another instructor in the program. And then you can receive feedback on your coaching sessions. So this is a really valuable opportunity for students to get really robust feedback on their coaching skills, and also to demonstrate like how they're able to incorporate feedback from their instructor. And also, like, you can pick a mentor's brain, like whatever questions you may have around coaching. What are things that are feeling challenging for you? You get one-on-one time with an instructor to chat about all that stuff. So it's really fun. And then at the end of the course, students will submit a final coaching session. And the final session will be assessed according to NBHWC coach competencies, and it's going to result in a pass-fail grade. So I know when I say that word fail, it's like, but please don't let that scare you. The whole purpose of us having these one-on-one feedback sessions earlier in the course is to ensure that by the time you get to your final, you're going to have everything you need to pass it with flying colors. So this feedback is really a gift for our students, and they oftentimes will tell us it's one of the best parts of the course because they learn so much about themselves. So feedback is pretty powerful. Some coaches have never received feedback on their coaching before, and I can assure you that having a personal assessment of all your strengths and your opportunities and your recommendations that are personalized for you, it's a total game changer. So the feedback is very supportive. And as I said before, I've mentored many coaches over the years, and I would be honored to support you on your professional coaching journey as well. Okay, so let's talk about what the path for national certification from NBHWC looks like after you've completed the pathway training program with us. So once a student graduates, they receive a certificate from HCI as an empowered well-being coach with our NBHWC approved program seal. And this certificate is an important part of the application for taking the board exam. The additional requirements for the exam application include having one of the following: an associate's degree or higher, a minimum of 60 college credits, or documentation of 4,000 hours of work experience in any field. And I do want to express any field. So it doesn't have to be in coaching or anything even related to health and wellness. You could be an engineer, or you could be a nanny. If you have 4,000 hours of documented work experience doing something, that could fill this requirement. Additionally, exam applicants will need to complete a minimum of 50 20-minute health and wellness coaching sessions, and those have to be conducted after finishing your program. And then you're able to submit documentation of those coaching sessions in the form of a coaching log. So you don't have to record them or anything like that. You just have to have documentation in a log. And there's also an exam application fee. So the way the National Board is currently structured is they hold it twice a year. And if you were to join our June cohort and you complete your 50 coaching sessions soon after you complete your pathway program, you could potentially sit for the National Board exam as early as May of 2022. Okay. And then if it takes you a little bit longer to complete those 50 coaching sessions, that's totally okay. You can sit for the next exam, which is in October of 2022. And then those who pass the National Board exam are in that designation of NBC-HWC.